Alright, you guys, you know what time it is. It is another Miss Alice Gray live stream, and today we are going to be covering the new DLC, Smuggler's Run. Now, I know it's been a couple of weeks since I did my last live stream, and I covered the new Ocelot XA21 supercar, which went down a treat. So, as you already know, I always cover the new DLCs and everything, the new content, and I am a bit late this week, purely for the fact of I've been working so much. So, apologies that this wasn't on Tuesday like I originally planned, but we're just going to go ahead and do it on a Saturday instead this time. Hopefully with the next DLC comes out, I will be on time, and I will have it on the Tuesday when it appears. Alright, so without further ado, we are going to run through exactly what I've got in the new DLC of Smuggler's Run. So I'm first going to change my outfit. Ooh, that one. Okie dokie, so as you're already aware, I have appeared in my hangar. Now, I have the LSIA hangar. I believe it was the 1.5 million hangar. And this is basically what you're going to get when you buy it. So, obviously, when you go ahead and buy the hangar of your choice, you can get them either at LSIA. There's two, which is the one I'm at now and the one a little bit further down the runway. And there is also two more at Fort Zancudo. Now, they are more expensive purely for the fact of you have unlimited access to Fort Zancudo, where you can get all the jets, the tanks, lasers, etc, etc. But purely for the fact of I have my businesses up here at this end of Los Santos, I thought I would get the hangar around the same area, so it's a lot easier to distribute and resupply everything as and when I need to. So this is just basically going to be a rundown of what you can do, what GTA have included in the new DLC. So I'm just going to quickly get my Hydra back because I blew it up on Friday when I was on.
Hello, this is Morse Mutual
No, hang on. Okay.
I'll do my best. With Morse, it's mutual.
So I've just paid £2,000 to get my Hydra back and a Ultraflight, which isn't even in here. Purely for the fact of an Ultralight is just a paraglider. There it is. Okay, so I have been busy already. I had the day off Tuesday, but purely for the fact of I wasn't very well, I didn't want to go ahead and do the live stream, coughing and not being able to speak very well. So I just totally blanked Tuesday and thought I'll cover it Saturday. It's only a few days after the DLC began. So I hope you guys aren't too frustrated with me being late. So basically when you buy your hangar, you get the Cuban 800 for free, which is the pink and silver one in the corner there, as part of the hangar. And obviously when it comes to the DLC, Ron, Trevor's little associate, actually runs the hangar with you. So you'll basically run through, when you buy it and enter the hangar, you'll run through a little cutscene where you're introduced to Ron, you find out exactly what you need to do, etc, etc, and just certainly have a play around with things. So I'm going to quickly go to the office area and show you exactly what it's all about. Basically, this Smuggler's Run content is more or less the same as you would get in the crates, the cargo crates for the CEO of your office. Same concept, but just a little different, where you have to use aeroplanes and aircrafts to actually collect the cargo with. So this is my office layout. It's just plain and simple, nothing too elaborate. So quickly go into secure or serve. Okay. So this is what the computer's going to show you now. Alright, so this is a basic rundown of what what you're basically going to collect in your hangar. So you've got narcotics, chemicals, medical supplies, animal materials, arts and antiques, jewellery and gemstones, tobacco and alcohol, and counterfeit goods. Basically, it is, like I said, exactly the same concept as you would getting CEO crates for your warehouse. But obviously, this time you use aircrafts to collect the cargo with. So you'll use a Hydra perhaps to tackle any kind of enemy. You'll use a special aircraft to collect and carry the cargo back. It all varies on what mission you partake in. So if I click source, now with the CEO option, you don't get the choice to choose what you collect. Basically with the CEO, it allows you to basically collect whatever is out there on Los Santos. Whereas with this format, you get to choose what you want to collect. So usually, the easiest things to collect on here is your chemicals and your tobacco and alcohol. They are the easy missions. Your tougher missions are the animal materials and the jewellery and gemstones. They can vary in severity of the mission. So you'll probably, if you're new to this kind of thing and you're not a very good flyer, probably the chemicals and the tobacco and alcohol would be the best to go for. In terms of how easy it is, how difficult the mission can be, and basically just getting your warehouse stocked a little bit. Whereas if you're a bit more of an experienced pilot, you like using your Hydra in sessions, you like using your buzzard to kill people with, I'd strongly suggest using the animal materials or the jewellery and gemstones. So that has cleared that up a little bit. Now, as you can see, because I'm not an experienced flyer, I'm more of the feet on the ground sort of girl, I've gone for tobacco and alcohol and chemicals, purely for the fact of it is the easiest thing to get. Now, I do have a group of really good guys who do teach me how to fly properly, and I have completed the flight school, but I'm still not confident myself as a pilot to continue doing the harder missions. So, as you can see, I've already started. I've got 12 crates with a success steal rate of 92.3, which is good. You know, I've had a chance where I've maybe picked up a few medical supplies, or I've gone for counterfeit goods, and people have just come and attacked me for no apparent reason, which happens in these kinds of sessions. You know, this is exactly what this is all about, the DLC. It's all about being the big dog and competing against other rival CEOs and other rival hangars, and just really trying to show your creativity and your skill when it comes to your flying your aircrafts. So I have a half full stock at the moment, purely consisting of tobacco and alcohol and chemicals. Now, as you can see, sell cargo. If you press on the bar of your fullest cargo, it will give you this option. Larger sales may require multiple aircraft to ensure you have additional members prior to starting the mission. Now, it's basically just the same as you would sell a bunker or you would sell an MC business. You need the extra hands. If you haven't got that many goods, I'd say about 5 to 7 crates, you'd probably be able to do it on your own. Anything over 7, you're going to need at least 1 extra pair of hands. That's for sure. I mean, I'm not willing to sell mine until I've filled it, just to see how much I would get. But I mean, I've had a few people tell me that the sales are not good. Now, I'm yet to see it. I am yet to see it. I mean, I could sell, but this session is bonkers. I mean, I'd be stupid to go out there and try and sell, knowing that I have half full hangar with myself. I'd be very stupid. So if I press the sale button, it'll then tell me exactly what each of them costs. So if I sell all the cargo in my warehouse, it costs $250,000. Whereas if I sell the tobacco and alcohol on its own, it'll cost me 121, which ain't bad. Obviously, the chemicals is 120, and the animal materials is 20,000. Purely for the fact of I've only got 2 of the animal materials because it was a difficult mission. I did get a few helping hands to help me with that one. And tobacco and alcohol and chemicals are my biggest ones. So, I mean, I could find a session and sell one of them and just see exactly what it's going to be like, but I don't want to do that unless I have proper helping hand. Right, so that has covered this little bit of the what is called fair trade shipping company. You know, this is where you go to collect your cargo, source cargo, and bring it back. So, with that being said, as you can see by the side of my screen, you can see all the killings going on. So that is the whole reason why I'm not going to do any sales at all. Right, so, bit more on the hangar. The biggest surprise that I've had to date when coming out this DLC is you can actually design some of your aircrafts. Now, me being a female, I know I go for pinks a lot. So I have a pink Hydra there. I have a crew colour buzzard in the corner. My pink and silver Cuban 800. And my little glider, ultralight glider here. Now, basically, just to do this, you'll jump in the craft you want to modify, and it'll give you an option in the corner. Press the right analog button to modify your aircraft. So, I've chosen to modify the little glider that I have. And as you can see, it gives you all sorts of different little things. So you've got obviously your armour, if you want to make it armoured and everything, make it strong. Obviously you've got all your smoke when you want to use counter flares. Countermeasures is basically where if anybody tries to shoot you with a missile from a Hydra or a homing launcher, this countermeasure will divert the actual shell coming to you, which is good because with this you do need the extra support, and if you have your aircrafts customized to the greatest potential, you could easily make sales quite comfortably because you would always have the countermeasure option open. So obviously you've got your engine, you've got your handling. Now your handling, I've not tested all the handling on this. According to some of my friends, it is difficult to fly, but I found it like I took it to a duck to water. I really enjoyed flying it. It's great because this little hangar, this little thing, is not visible on the map. So if you want to go out and test out this little ultralight aircraft, you will not be seen on the map. So there's not a big chance that you will be spotted in the sky. Obviously, if there's people flying around in Hydras and buzzards, they're going to see you. But actually, if you're on the ground and you're flying above people, nobody can see you because it's not an actual blip on the screen. So I've just gone for race handling because I'm quite good with my driving and stuff, so I tend to think that I'd be good at driving a glider as well. So obviously you've got different corresponding liveries, so I'm just going to quick flick through. Respray, obviously if you want to change the colours of it, you can. Propellers, now obviously you put propellers on it, obviously to make the bigger, the more expensive propeller, the more powerful it's going to be. Conscious of popular belief, you know, the bigger it is, the better, the smaller it is, the worse. So, and obviously you can sell it, you can sell any of the vehicles anytime. You don't have to keep them if you don't want to. You can, in your hangar, you can store comfortably 20 aircrafts. Now, I can't physically because I have my Hydra in here, which is massive. So that has taken two spaces. So I could get a good 18 in here comfortably. But if you're one of these people that likes these small little aircrafts, you can easily fit 20 inside of the hangar. So obviously you can sell it and you've got your weapons there. Now you can put a gun turret on little ultralight, which is different because it's not very often you can actually get guns for these kinds of air vehicle. So exit the aircraft. Here we go. That's my mobile phone. Do excuse me. Alright, so that is basically the hangar side of it. Now I'm going to quickly show you what you can get on the corresponding websites. So when you go onto your website screen, you have an option of Elitist Travel or Warstock. Now to actually get your hangar, you go onto the Foreclosure Maze Bank, obviously press enter site, and it gives you the options. Now as you can see, the red marker corresponds as your clubhouse, your blue marker corresponds as your bunker, and your green corresponds as your hangar. So when you go ahead and decide which one you want, you have two down here, which is Los Santos. This is the airport, sorry. where you can get two. So I have the 1.5 million LSIA hanger A17, and there's the cheapy one for people that are maybe just starting out for that one. So you've got a 1.525 there, LSIA hanger 1, and you have the LSIA hanger A17. So them two are the cheapest at the bottom. And then you get the option of 3 at Fort Sankudo. So you've got the Fort Sankudo hanger 3499, which is a bit of a hefty price at just over 2.5 million. You have the Fort Sankudo hanger A2, which is just over 3.25 million. Or you can get the most expensive of the three, and you get one at 285, so 2,085,000, and that is Sankudo hanger 3497. So purely for the fact of that I have all my businesses down here at this part, I bought my hanger at the bottom. So I have my hanger there, I have my meth business just about there where the cursor is, and I have my cocaine factory about there where the cursor is. So my office is about here. My little bunker is there. So basically I'm keeping everything in this sort of L shape of the map, just to make it easy for me when I want to do sales, when I want to do resupplies. It just makes it easy for me. So that is covering the maze bank. Okay, so now if you go into the war stock, you have a few little toys to play with. Now there's 4 here. There's 4 different aircrafts you can buy. You have the Starling, which is basically a upgraded version of the Oppressor bike. Now, before you jump to conclusions and say that is an aircraft, not a bike, hear me out first. With this Starling, you have the option to use a jet boost, like an Oppressor bike. An Oppressor bike has a little jet boost. You can spread the wings to glide. This one has wings attached already. So you'll use the jet boost to fly. It will fly you for a good 30 seconds with the boost, and then your wings will allow you to glide the rest of the way. So you'll use your jet to obviously boost yourself off, and when you're finally up in the air and have clearance, you can then use the jet to float along and glide to your destination. Now this is also a bombing aircraft. So in the bottom you have the little doors that open up. You can drop all your cluster bombs out to do an airdrop. Great little thing to do. Now you do notice here that there is 2 prices. You have the buy it now of 3.6 million. If you don't want to be, if you have the plenty of money and you want to buy everything from scratch, you'll pay this. Now you see here there's a trade price and there's a lock. In the top corner of my screen it says, in order to purchase this vehicle at the trade price, you must fulfill the following criteria. Complete 15 air freight steal missions. I have done 12. So obviously as you work your way through, you will unlock trade prices for your aircrafts. So with me doing 12, I have unlocked a few aircrafts. Now I will show you on the other little web link that you can go on to, and I'll show you exactly what I got unlocked at trade price. So it's basically just like I said before, like the CEO missions, when you unlock trade price for your Ruiner, your so you got your trade price for your Ruiner, your Rocket Voltic, and all of those vehicles you could get. You get trade price for them. So this is basically the same concept like I said before. So that is the L22 Starling. You have the Rogue, which has become a favourite in my team. They absolutely love this little thing. It's very versatile, very brilliant in the sky, very fast. It's a great little bomber, and I have been told it's better than the Hydra. Now, I haven't bought it yet. I have not took the liberty of buying this thing yet. So I can't say whether it is or it isn't, but there's a few people that I play with most of the day that tell me that the Rogue is better than the Hydra. Need to find out. Also, you get this little V65 Mololtivok. That's a bit hard to speak. Now, as you can see, there is a big jump in price here. We went from a 2.5 mil for the Starling to a whopping nearly 5 million for the Moltok. Now, that is a big price to pay. Now, it does look the dog's dangly bits. Admittedly, look at the thing. It looks like a proper fighting jet. Decent. But for this price, I would very much consider getting the trade price. Purely for the fact of it's certainly not worth 4.7 million. No way on this earth is it worth 4.7 million. Just no. To me, that is just extortionate. Especially for people that are starting out on GTA and only have maybe 500,000, maybe 1 million if they're lucky. You know, if they buy these shark cards, yeah, you're going to get the help. Yeah, you're going to be able to buy them. But to me, I would have shark cards for setting up businesses where you can make your own money instead of wasting your real money to actually buy these sorts of aircrafts. So, unless I unlock it for the trade price, I will probably not buy this air vehicle. Purely for the fact of, I'm sitting on 28 mil at the minute. And just to see that this vehicle is as expensive as what it is, I just don't see myself getting it. But people sometimes on here have 50 million plus. They're able to buy it and not worry about it. You know, I like to use aircrafts for the potentials, and this one just isn't for me. Okay, and the last one as part of this little website is the Tula. Now, the Tula also has a whopping price tag. Tula costs 5.1 million. Now, to me, this possibly might be worth it. Because if you can see the picture, the actual wing goes vertical. Now, this little aircraft is quite magic. Because it goes from this, when you're flying, to this. So it can land in water, and it uses its vertical little propellers to lift you. Basically like a chopper would. When you're lifting off from the ground, you have the rotor blades that lift you up. This little craft, to make you go forward, gives you the little chance to move the wings. So I understand that this has a hefty price tag, purely for the fact of it can do so much. Like, where else have you seen an aircraft that can transform its wings vertically to horizontally? Not many places. But, like I said, 21 air freight missions to get this at 3.8 million might just be worth it. So that's a cover down of what you can get. Obviously, you've got all the new vehicles that have come out. The Airden, that's part of gun running. The old Night Shark, and obviously just your usual APCs and technicals and everything. Just the usuals like before. The Valkyrie's still there. The Savage is still there. There's plenty to choose from. And obviously you don't want any of those vehicles because they're not part of the air freight. So, now we're going on to Elitist Travel. Got some more to show you. I wouldn't let you down. Now, we have 4 again. This time we got the Alpha Z1. Now, I have unlocked this because I have done over the air freight missions needed. I have unlocked this at the cheaper price. It's 1.5 million. And that is basically what the Alpha Z1 is. So I'm going to take you a little few minutes to read that. I like that. Top speed. Routinely fatal. In other words, you could have a heart attack in this plane. Okay, so that's the Alpha Z1. This is the little ultralight that you can customise and put any kind of livery you want on it, and you get it for 500,000. 500,000. Not bad. Not bad for a little aircraft. As you can see, it's not as extensive as what the other aircrafts are. The other aircrafts are a lot more customised than the little ultralight. You know, this is just a glider. This is just have fun in. Maybe do the little cheeky killing. You know, but it's not one of these fighter jets that you could use like the Hydra or the Rogue or the Starling or anything like that. This is just a little play toy, basically. Okay, then we have a little baby buzzard called the Havoc. This is 1.7 million and it does what it says on the tin. It's a baby buzzard. Basically, it is able, because it's wide legs there, if you can see, its wide legs are able to carry crates. So you could easily pick up a big crate with this and not have any trouble at all. But it is tiny. It's tiny and cute. I mean, I love it. It is adorable. This little thing is just a one-seater, but it's able to carry cargo. So perhaps when I do a sale, it will give me the Havocs to use to drop the crates off. We'll have to see. And last but not least, that is everything on here. As you can see, they've brought some form of old vehicles back. You know, you can buy the Shamal aircraft, you can buy the Luxor, the Maverick, Titan, Velum. These can all go in your warehouse, except for the Titan. The Titan is too big. It will not fit. Unless you just want the Titan in there on its own, you can get it. But it is just too big to put any other ones in. So, for example, if you went to go get the Titan and you wanted the Mellard, for example, you won't be able to fit it into your hangar because the Titan takes up the whole space. So that's a definite no-no for that. So that is everything I can really show you as part of the DLC. Now, I'm actually going to find a session. It won't be a second. Now, I have members of a team that basically look after me. So we're going to try and join their game, and I'm going to see if I can do a few of the crate missions for you. This video is going to be quite short and sweet, purely for the fact of there's not a lot to talk about. You know, I'm basically just going to cover down of what I have, what I think, and whether it's good or bad. That is basically what my little job is today. So this could probably take I'll probably do this about an hour. Just so I could give you a little taste of what it could be like if you want to go ahead and do all the hangar jobs and basically do all the air freight and see what happens. So hopefully this session is going to be empty. What a guess. Lovely. Right. So I've woken up in my little personal space. You can customise this how you want. There is options on the website. So I'm now going to quickly go to the office, which is conveniently right over here. So in I go. Sit down. Now, as you can also see, I'm nearly level just 526. Couple of weeks, and I'll have the new level 600 live stream out, I think, because it's getting to that stage now where I can, and I will. So, rival smugglers, GTA Warlord 77, he's a friend, he won't hurt me, so I'm just going to start sourcing straight away. Now, because I have more of the chemicals, I'm actually going to go for tobacco and alcohol, just to level it out. So, tobacco and alcohol. So this is what you'll do. You'll accept whichever one you want to do, and it'll give you a mission.
Look, I don't know about you, but my main takeaway from the last 75 years of American history is, if you want something, you keep bombing till you get it, and you pay no mind to the consequences. Now, with that in mind, you're taking a bomber and taking out a trash haulage network being used to move cargo, and then picking up the goods when you find them.
Okay. So, with each mission, you will get given the chance to test out air vehicles. Now, this is a Sea Breeze. Quite an odd-shaped aircraft, I have to say. And this, as Ron said, is a bomber. So you'll drive over to the site, you will change it, you'll take off, put the wings in, and off you go. So, we're now going to go find one of the markers on the map. Now, it's giving me the option to open the bomb doors. So, open the bomb doors, it gives you options. Toggle the bombing camera, drop a bomb, press X, hold to engage carpet bombing, and hold the right button, to close the doors. So I'm just going to go fly over to these two here. And I'm going to just see if we can get lucky and bomb them. Also, same as before, time limit, you've got to be as quick as you can. Sometimes you're not quick enough, and sometimes you will lose the cargo, but it's all part and experience of the new DLC. So, here we go. No, I missed. So we'll try this one here, because this one looks like it's stationary. There you go. No cargo. Okay, so we'll go back to the little boat around there. See if we can get one. Excuse me, that was a sneeze. I missed again. Oh, excuse me. I was going to say, this is trial and error, so you have to basically, sometimes you will have to take a few chances at trying to blow stuff like this up. But you'll get there in the end. You will get there. Just still can't hit it. We'll leave that one. We'll go a bit further afield, see if we can get one over there. There it is. Let's see if she can miss this time, eh? Come on, hit them. Not what we're looking for, okay. So we're gonna take this route now. These just need to be travelling in the same direction. There's one. There it is. Nope. There's a boat round there, so I'm going to go over there. Can I go somewhere else? So I'm going to go to the far one over here first, and then I go back to where I was before. If it's the one that I failed on bombing first time, I won't be happy. As much as I'd love to join that last team standing, this is a live stream, I cannot do that. I'll join them as soon as it's over. Okay, so this is another boat one. There's the marker. It is the first one. It's that first little tugboat that we was at first and I couldn't bomb. That was just my luck, you guys. That is just my luck. But luckily it's close to the actual hangar, so I'm going to complete this mission quite easily. But like I said, this one isn't for people that don't have much experience behind the joystick of a plane. You know, you can just fly at your own leisure, just watch out for like trees and mountains and stuff. It is a really easy one to do. Oh. Okay, so I'm yet to try this vehicle landing on water. So there's a possibility that it could work. It could work on water. But I highly doubt it. Just because it's named Sea Breeze doesn't mean it's going to land on water. Don't think it has a wide enough base to land on water. Saying that though, its engine is on the top of the plane, so there's a possibility that it could go on water. So it might be worth a try. If not, I will get another vehicle and I will get myself to my hangar with no problem. Power play. Now I do like my gunning. I am trying to get my KD up, which is the kill to death ratio. If you look on your player's little profile in the online, in the top right hand corner of your screen it tells you your KD ratio. Obviously if your K is your bigger, your death is your smaller. So for me, I have a K of 0 and a death of 96. So basically people have killed me 96 times before I've made a kill. Now, I'm not much of a fighter. I like to just get on with things, get my money and have fun. But there's also people in sessions that do like to cause trouble, they like to blow stuff up, they like to shoot you. So I need to get my KD up. And basically I am letting that get up. You know, I'm going to try and go into sessions, be a bit of a rebel, and I will start killing people, but I won't kill people and destroy the cargo. I'll just kill people and... How am I missing? How on earth am I missing? Come on, Grey. Hey! We got it. Okay, now here's the big truth. Is it going to land on water? Oh, would you look at that? Yes, it does. Wow. I wasn't expecting it to land. That's amazing. Wow. Okay. Ooh, too fast, too fast, too fast. Okay. Wow. This thing could actually go. Stop. Stop, 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 stop. Can it reverse? Oh, it can reverse. Right, now here's the fun part. I can't get out! Okay. Turn it, turn it. No, where am I? There we go. And hop. There you go. Okay, so the Sea Breeze does land on water. That is tried and tested. It lands on water. That is amazing. And that is it.
Cargo delivered. Oh, look at us! Running like clockwork, a well-oiled machine. I've been oiled before, but I've never been a machine.
Okay, that was rather creepy. And that's it. That is how you do a cargo mission. Simple as that. So obviously outside of your hangar you do get like different aircraft sometimes spawn. You'll get a buzzard maybe, you'll get a velum, you'll get, I'm not even sure what this is. But you'll get vehicles spawn, and if you really like them you can just drive them straight into your hangar and just use them basically. It's a Mammotus. It's a Mammotus. So you can just get vehicles whenever you want and just put them in your hangar as and when. And then you just go back into your hangar to source more. So that is everything for today. I have covered the DLC. That is all I have got time for. Thank you so much for joining me today. And as usual, like every little video I put out, subscribe to my channel, which is Miss Alice Gray, and I will put out as much content on GT Online as possible each week if I can. But for now, it's bye bye.